Good morning. Get ready with me while I tell you how I got my stomach disease. So at this time I was living in Antigua. So my family's from Antigua, and that is where I spent a large majority of my life. I grew up there. When I went to primary and some of secondary school there, while I was down there, I was starting to get really sick, really bad stomach pains. I used to be in excruciating pain, and I used to use the bathroom a lot, okay? Way more than the average person, always, even though I would go in the morning before school, I would have to go by the time I get to school, in the middle of the day, during the day, everything. It was just really bad. I told my grandma, and I remember she took me to the doctors. Her and my aunt, they were taking me around to all these doctors on the island. It was a lot. I didn't think that they were helping me because they couldn't figure out what was wrong, and they just couldn't prescribe me anything. They just kept telling my grandma that my stomach was stretching, and at the time I was 12 years old, so my stomach was stretching. It was just really weird. So about a year of that, they took me to every doctor on the island. Went to every medical facility. I went to do every test. My grandma tried, but she said, I have to go home. I gotta go back to Canada, and I gotta see the doctor. So after that summer, I flew home to, hello? Not successful. Nobody knew what was going on. So in that moment, she told me to Canada so I could see it up and they could sort this out. And so I wouldn't be in excruciating pain anymore, and I wouldn't be pooping blood and stuff. So that's what I did. A year after getting this debilitating pain, I would say I was experiencing pain before that, but just here and there, not as much as my secondary school there. It was really bad. So anyway, my great aunts did their really best, and they tried at me. They sent me back home to my mom, and I came here. My mom took me there, and he sent me to a specialist right away. At first, he told me that I had a stomach bug, and he was co-signing what those doctors told me down there. Yeah, maybe my stomach is stretching. She got her pretty tall at the time. I had a really huge growth out of nowhere. So they were assuming his body changed so quickly, which I've never heard of in my life. And none of my friends were experiencing this. They were getting boobs, and I wasn't. So yeah. Anywho, I was really scared when I came, and I went to see a specialist. She told me, it could be a number of things. She wouldn't know until I did a colonoscopy. So I remember that was the first time I ever had a colonoscopy done. Okay, that's 14. Even tells you crazy. And so immediately after I did the colonoscopy, she tells me, when I walked in the recovery room, she tells me, we know what you have, girl. We know what you have. Your bowels lit a Christmas tree. When we put the scope inside, I can see clearly you have a sense of ulcers in your colon. Cool. So immediately I was gonna die. Because what do you mean? Don't ulcers rupture and bleed? I was so confused, so sad. I cried the whole way home. My mom was just excited because she knew what it was. She said they have treatments for that. Not knowing it was the beginning of the most excruciating journey of my entire existence. And I can say, yes, I'm grateful that I felt when I did. However, I'm still not cool to be no. So that's the story about how I Crohned. And I need to tell you the finishing story about how it got to me, which happened to be over a decade later. Come back for part 2.